Alright, time to wrap up Log of Horror.
Long of horror. So long.
I'm still fucking pissed about that fucking button panel code. Mostly because, like, apparently the devs responded to it and they were all like, yeah, we're sorry, we were just trying to make something that would be really hard, you know, like the Shakespeare puzzle from Silent Hill 3. And I'm like, motherfucker, the Shakespeare puzzle from Silent Hill 3 gives you everything you need in that one room. And it's only really hard if you're playing the game on hard, where the game kind of expects you to have real life knowledge of Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't ask me to try and read a blurry fucking JPEG. Like, how hard would it have been to put a text overlay when you examine that little card to at least tell me I need to be counting things? Well, I did a little bit of reading ahead. I know I need to go swap power to the morgue. Let's go do that. Oh, I've been playing Harmony of Dissonance on the side. I think said this in another stream. Another friend of mine, Dr. Syrup, he's been playing Harmony of Dissonance, and I've been playing, kind of like help him out when he gets stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Although he hasn't really needed any.
How far are you into the playthrough? Because I suggest checking out the recolor ROM hack.
Oh, I'm playing on my Switch, so.
Oh, damn.
I can't see shit in here.
Yeah, the recolor hack is really well done. It honestly transforms Harmony and Dissonance from being one of the most, like, you know, weirdly grating on the eyes Metroidvanias to, like, actually really, really cool.
Check that out, but from what I can tell,
really hallucinating.
From what I can tell, I think the Switch, the Anniversary Collection, it does something, because I've played emulated Harmony of Dissonance, and it's much more grating than how it looks on the Anniversary Collection. So I don't know if they tweaked the colors or what.
They
like it's
probably
still
did. They might have softened them.
It's still garish, but yeah, it's softer. But anyway, something that had been stuck out with me, is actually there's quite a good bit of shoutouts in Harmony of Dissonance, of all things. It's kind of cool. Probably because of like where it sits in the timeline. You know, Just is Simon's grandson, and he is also Richter's grandfather. And because Iga's first game was like the first game he directed was Symphony, and he put a lot of shout outs to Rondo in Symphony, and so Harmony has a lot of shout outs to Symphony, and thus in turn has a lot of shout outs to Rondo. And then also it has quite a few shout outs to like both Castlevania 1 and Castlevania 4, as well as, you know, the obvious thing of, you know, the Dracula relic bits.
Yeah.
For Castlevania 2. But I was like, yeah, the main hall in Harmony is quite blatantly based off the one from Symphony. There's a couple other rooms that stuck out to me. I'm like, wait, this is just the one from Symphony. That's interesting. I thought it was kind of cool. She blinks, awoken my hunger at nighttime, and she listens. She takes flight, swiftly, silent. She screams as she tears you away from. Satisfied, she lands on her nest and hoots to the wind, announcing her victory. Her firm grip paralyzes you, and blood spills as she feeds. She swells and beats her wings, and satisfied, she sleeps. It doesn't like the light, but it likes the song.
Oh, TA.
I have to press the mark keys. In this order. Square. Triangle. Triangle! Then an L. It looks like an L. Lollipop. Y shaped lollipop. And the Atari logo.
The Atari logo, nice.
Lower left, look at it. Alright, what I missed. Well, I have it backwards. I have to play the ones that are in the darkness. So, okay. Assassin's Creed logo. Funny looking J. Oh, wait, no. That one was in the light. Yeah. Cat face. Lollipop. Ass Creed. Two vertical lines, I guess. That one. Where? And the cat face again. Funny looking one. And the lollipop again. Cat face again. Lollipop again. Ass Creed again. I genuinely cannot make out that one. It looks like a two horizontal lines again. This one looks kind of like a K. Yep, okay. Bro, and there was a key inside.
Well,
Now, what if I found that lock? Quite a few things. Probably the film room. Somewhere on the wall. Since I'm officially on the kind of tired of this game shit uh, side of things and venting about it, I'm a vent about something that's been kind of sitting in the back of my head a while. It doesn't really it's not like a deal breaker. Well, I'm about to probably get some deepest lore. So let me watch that first.
wonder if this projector still works. We'll soon find out.
Oh, the dead person was the psychiatrist. Oh, I'm playing as her. Okay.
Then who was player character?
We are all player character.
Hi, Ariadne. How are you? Do you feel like talking today? You know, I think you're right, that I don't see things like you do. If you don't feel like talking, you can draw. Whatever comes to you first.
Well, bobbled his head like it's a PlayStation Resident Evil character.
Turn off the light. It doesn't like the light.
The light? Who doesn't like the light, Ariadne? Who is that old lady?
It's me.
We can listen to your box if you want. Sometimes I hear you playing it when I pass by your room.
No. No, you don't hear them. You don't see it or understand it.
What don't I see? Tell me how to understand you, Ariadne.
Sleep. Like me, in my bed.
You want me to sleep with you? It's normal not to want to sleep alone. Sometimes I get scared at night.
Not here. At home. Daddy, Mommy, and Elaine sleep there. And they understand.
Sorry? You mean you want me to sleep at your house?
Yes. Sleep there and listen to the song.
And then you'll talk to me. Oh, who's this gentleman? Is it your daddy?
No. It's Mr. Neuer.
He's into the future.
Wait. What did she say? Mr. Neuer? Daniel? How is that even possible? That recording is almost 80 years old.
That's a little funny. If it was recorded in 1920 and this is 1998, it'd be closer to say it's almost 60. It's over 60 years old.
Got it.
"21 days of music box therapy." Anyway, nitpicking. I kind of wish, at least for chapters would be appropriate, that you could change your characters around.
Like mid-run?
Yeah, you know, like they have like a little hub. Maybe you can join them. Like the cathedral is the big obvious one because there's that big door. All they'd have to do is just not make it locked. Just have it like instead like be like, okay, I'll go check it out. Everybody else wait here, kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, back to the doors I can't hear on the other side of. I ain't gonna fuck with that. Like, it doesn't, like, again, it's not like a perturbing thing, it's like a little nitpick, and if, like, they ever do a sequel, it'd be, like, something I'd like to see them do. More than anything, but I think it'd be... Oh, I'm freezing my nips up.
I have to resist. Oh. Thank God.
I just think it'd be kind of neat, give some gameplay variety. You can, like, and I like the physicality of, possibly having to, if you want to change your character, you have to physically bring the character back to, like, the little hub,
Mm-hmm. You know what they could also do to enhance this idea?
What's that?
Put a whole bunch of, like, little collectibles that you can find in the level, but you only lock them to each character.
Oh, yeah, Resident Evil, Outbreak did that. There's little collectibles you can find, and there's some that anyone can pick up, and then there's, like, lots of secret items that, only certain characters can pick up.
Right.
Yeah.
Which encourages you to, replay as, the levels as different characters.
I don't even necessarily mean, like, replay, so maybe the permadeath thing would kind of, get in the way of it. But just, like, have certain, like, puzzles or, like, things that only certain characters could solve.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, maybe you'd want, like, maybe not solve, but, like, certain characters maybe have an easier time. Like, they'd have, like, a skill, that would, like, make them comment on it.
I guess, but I think it'd be better if, like, only they, like, just rigidly only they could do it, and, like, maybe you could just make it, like, really obvious, like, color code them. Like, Daniel gets red bananas, and his girl gets purple bananas. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're taking me seriously or if my Donkey Kong 64 ship posting is just,
No, I get what you're going at.
Daniel can be the leader of the bunch.
untie this belt. Let's see what the guide has to say. Enter padded cells, that's obvious. Oh, okay, they just need to have power in the morgue, so I don't die. If the power's not in the morgue, it'll kill me. Power is in the morgue.
Oh.
Oh, cheeky bastard.
That place. So dark and cold.
Well, that's you.
Thanks.
Now the darkness is gonna come find you. Let's see what's down this fucking hallway. Okay. You know what I need to do. To repair the belt so I can replace it. Got a doohickey there. This way. Alright, time to go back upstairs. Probably use scalpel. That's not much aid. Is there any more puzzle gears? Yeah, the elevator. And... so weird that the fucking torn up photo is labeled as a puzzle when it's just blue.
Well. Yeah. Flares. They could be useful. At least I can... Hello? Is there someone there? What's that sound?
It's absurd. I don't even know why I came here, or why I'm here. Have I really begun to believe my patient's story?
And yet, there's something that I can't explain.
1920s audio log
playing
making.
tricks on me, but I've started seeing things. And I hear the music from Ariadne's music box in my head. I need to understand this. There's something threatening about this place. The candles help me make the room a bit more cozy, and the last rays of sunshine still come in through the window. But the shadows in this room make me feel uneasy. All I've done is clean off the dust from an old mattress and lie on it, without even taking my clothes off, since I don't really think I'll get much sleep in this place. The silence here is oppressive, almost solid. Aside from the still hum of the phonograph and the old wooden beams creaking, I can't hear a single thing. Ariadne? Where am I?
Dream.
Am I dreaming?
See what the dream catcher does real quick. What does it say? You die in the dream, you die in real life.
What is this place? Argus Legrand. Why am I seeing him?
If Mario jumped into this painting, he would just copy himself. Anything else to look at in here? me. I was phone all along.
It, it's me.
Ugh. Excuse
It's
me.
the same room, and yet it's not.
Time's an infinite circle, Doctor. There is no beginning, there is no end. Oh, hey, it's Usher.
Why am I seeing these people?
Talk to myself again? Yep.
Wake up. It's me again. What does this mean?
Had too many laudanums for bedtime.
Dear God, where am I going? Who is this person? I've never seen him before.
Knows that you know that it knows that you know that it knows. You wake the fuck up already?
Wake up!
I mean, time's up.
God,
I tell you.
what is happening to me?
This is decrepit looking.
Oh! What? Who's there?
Ooh, indeed. Ah, excuse me. Yeah, take it from yourself. Don't scare.
Damn it. I fell asleep. The candles have practically melted through, and the wax cylinder on the phonograph is about to run out. I saw something. I don't know what I contemplated in my dreams, but it felt so real. It almost felt like I was moving forwards, or rather downwards. But I don't know towards what.
Berenice decided to investigate Ariadne's story, and she found something. I need to keep looking into this. Yes. Oh. Let's see what happened after that dream. Great.
Anything else in here? Nope.
Uh-uh. Huh.
I should be able to light up the fucking spooky freezer now. That's all locked, and that's a death door. What are you doing, Milky?
Doing an Isaac run. Just finished the Isaac run, actually. Been considering playing Minecraft, but like the last 5 times I've thought about starting Minecraft, I got bored immediately and like just stopped.
Is your Isaac run modded? Are you playing that official, unofficial mod?
Yeah, there's quite a few mods. Quite a few that are, like, I consider the game
Yeah,
basically...
but I'm talking about the one that...
Well, yeah, that's going to be perma-installed from here on out. But there's even more than that that I consider just as, like, you know, permanent to the game. Like, I'd never play without them.
Why is that?
Mainly because they just make a bunch of variety where there should have been some in vanilla. Like, there's a bunch of enemy variants. Like, just to use an example, there is the Bony, which is kind of like a Dry Bones, and there's the Black Bony, who is exactly like said Dry Bones, except it explodes when it dies. And, you could have them do different things than that. So, there's a mod that upgrades, you know, it diversifies, like, you know, shitty, variants like that. I think the shittiest variant actually is 2 of the bosses on one of the paths are essentially the same fight, except one of them occasionally shoots a homing shot. That being Isaac and Blue Baby. And this mod completely revamps Blue Baby into a 100% new fight. Like, we don't need...
What's the original fight like?
It is exactly the same as the Isaac fight, except sometimes its shots are homing instead of just, not. Also, it has a barrier of flies sometimes. It's a very boring boss. It's like, it's just the same boss again. Just very mildly upgraded. Mod revamps it into its very own thing. That's cool. But even bigger than that mod is, it's called Fiend Folio. And what it does is that instead of revamping, it adds 500 monsters to the game. And its mission statement in doing so is to kind of make all the different floor variants, like, actually stand out and 100% unique from each other. So yeah, they're just good. They're just big. They add more rogue to the roguelike. They add more life to it too, because it's all very high quality shit.
Oh, wow. Oh, God. Okay.
How many hours of Isaac do you have
Just
on
happened
Steam?
exactly?
Let's find out.
Because I know you've been playing this game fairly regularly for like what, a decade?
2,500.
Yeah. Somehow I feel like there should be more.
Yeah, I also feel the same. Because that is half of my Terraria hours. And Terraria at least has the excuse of, like, it's very lightweight, so it's very easy to just, like, open it and then minimize it and forget about it literally all day.
Yeah.
So a good chunk of my Terraria hours have come from just doing that.
Oh yeah, I was playing a game, I said, while playing another game.
Uh-huh.
Alright, you rat bastard, how do I do this? Oh, okay. Pop a flare!
All right. At least we got some light now. Do I dare go in? Take a deep breath.
Anything else in here? No? Alright. Bye!
Well,
Is there anything else in there? Was there? Nope. Okay. And again, how long does your typical Isaac session last?
Well, that depends on how many runs I do in it. But a typical Isaac run is about an hour, maybe a little less. 45 minutes is a good estimate.
I guess 500 hours kind of makes sense. That's essentially 500 runs. Power to the lift.
Oh.
If you did that without the glove, would you cut yourself?
It doesn't kill you. It just, it's
Nice
like,
one.
hey, can't do that.
Huh.
Because that didn't look hard. Like, I could reach through a hole like that in real life and not touch the glass and grab the stapler.
Alright, time to ride the lift. I go through security. Yeah. But don't accidentally go into the morgue. That'll just kill me now. That'll probably not happen. Well, let's see where this elevator goes.
How pathetic would it be if this thing falls and I die in here?
Don't jinx it. I wouldn't put it past this game. Oh, hey, we're on the other side of the
At
doubt.
least I made it out of there alive.
I see where I am. I'm in the main hall now. What have we got in here?
On the one hand, I just want to get out of here. But on the other, I need to know what's happening. I need to understand the dreams this place causes in me, and the visions I've had these past few days. It's pitch black outside, and the old mansion is even more menacing than before. I've taken out my last 2 candles, but lighted only 1, in case I wake up before dawn. It would terrify me to be here, alone in the dark. I'm in Ariadne's room again.
Second dream.
Is this the same dream?
Let's find out. Actually, be right back. I gotta take a piss.
Alright.
I return,
Hi,
and I have a Chucky milk.
I'm jealous.
You better be.
The hospital, it can't be real, right? You are me. Are you Berenice? Wake up. I need to wake up. God, I need to wake up. I don't want to go there. Yes. Who are you? Are you also me? The dream catcher. Give it to me. You don't need it.
Take it.
You need to investigate. You need to know. You need to keep going down. I have no choice. I must keep going.
That supposed to happen? Oh,
What happened to me? Where am I now? Oh, damn. Only one way out. What does that mean? Where did that come from? What's going on? I don't like this.
holy shit.
No, that can't be. Oh my god, I need to get out of here.
Drink the poison, Berenice.
That was... Why would I do something like that? I know I'm closer to understanding something, to finding that last puzzle piece. But I also realize there's no turning back. I feel like I've broken something inside of me that can't be mended.
Each dream feels closer to that place. And further from reality. It's still dark outside. But it seems like the candle burned out a while ago. It must be close to dawn. Yes, it can't be long now. I have to find answers. Get to the bottom of this matter. Understand Ariadne and what is happening to me.
The story goes on, and it only gets worse. Baroness, what did you find? I need to find out for myself. What? Hello? This room is the same one where Berenice interviewed Ariadne in that film. Not that way.
It's a dead hallway.
Well,
What the hell is this? Director's office. Okay.
oh.
Hey, another model boat. The music's pretty in here. Really hitting that Silent Hill melancholy angle good well.
Right.
Links awoken by hunger. He listened. Make flight. There's you away from yourself. Land. Rip. E. Wings. Wait.
Well,
Have I even found an actual locked door? Oh yeah, there's one in that hallway right there.
Fear just paralyzed me.
Hello, Naza.
Oh,
No.
Yes.
how you doing?
Good. I slept legend, but I'm still trying to wake up. What the hell?
Nice one.
Oh,
Stethoscope.
I'll use that to hear inside the padded rooms. Chess set. Doesn't seem to be anything else here. That's a death room.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go fuck with that steam puzzle. So you slept good, Naza?
I didn't.
It's like 5 a.m. over there.
It is 5:21 actually.
Time to go to bed.
Like 10.
Oh wow. Yeah, solid 7 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, open. It's going that way now. Alright, now it's going up. Going forward.
Yes! Now I
Did it.
just need to check out exactly what I unblocked.
Aha!
Huh. The last cylinder. The end of the story. Please, Baroness. Give me something I can use.
Right, back to the hallway.
Looks like I won't be using this door.
I guess that whole section is cut off now, because I'm assuming the lifts don't work no more.
What the?
What's up, Joss?
Cold or something?
Yeah, they're making me freeze my nips off.
Get out of that haunted shit.
Hey, Sabrina.
Thank God.
What you want, Sabrina? Alright, time to start listening to some padded cells.
What is that?
What's up, Ducks? Okay, not that door.
What just happened?
Yeah, that door ain't good. There's something in there. What's a bus?
Mother!
That one either. One spooky too. Safe.
Oh.
Has happened. Must happen. It
Looks
could
like the
happen.
fucking Babadook. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Well, what the fuck am I doing with this syringe?
Got it. What is that? Careful now.
Man, the Josts are really not happy that I'm here. Take this raggedy ass elevator again. Hello, Sabrina. Sabrina, sit still. Sabrina, come on. Not on my controller. You don't want that. That's chalky milk. It'll make you poop. Go. Place the needle. Alright, let's see how Baroness fucking dies.
This place. That thing. The presence. That's what Argos Legrand called that horror. Now I know why. It's anywhere the song is. in the hospital, in Ariadne, in me, everywhere. Maybe there's no solution. Maybe it isn't something you can just end. But maybe cut it off from everything, from this world. Burn the bridge. Return the song to whence it came. If I take the box to that place, if I leave it there, with the presence, I need to push forward just a little longer. I need to understand. I need to put an end to this. I need to go there.
Well, you just gonna dump the box off in Silent Hill and be like, oh, I can't
need to know.
manifest if the thing I
I need
manifest
to
with
make
isn't here
it.
anymore.
Galaxy Brain solution, to be quite honest. Take your
Who is
music.
this?
Ariadne,
This
do
is
you need
the
my help or do I need yours?
psychiatrist who was trying to help Ariadne. Blow it out your ass, darkness.
Down. Always down.
The dwarves dug too. Big elevator. Put the fucking Snake Eater theme on this elevator. Oh, hold on. I think this is where it stops.
Where am I? Ariadne? Did you want me to come here?
I realize I'm out of candles. Eh. The door. The big fucking door.
I'm so sorry.
How much longer does this game, do you think?
I have to be near the end.
So I think I'm about to go to bed.
Huh?
I think I'm about to go to bed.
Hello?
Dan, I don't know what
Frankly,
this means, but
I
think
don't
it's
want there to be a
important.
next session.
God
If you
you're
must
all
finish
right.
this game,
What did
do
you
it
find?
off stream.
That doctor. I think something terrible happened to her. She wanted to take the box to a place she called there. Does that make sense?
I think I know what she meant. Listen, there's no time to waste. Get out of there. I'll take it from here.
Yeah, this has to be the final stretch. It's Daniel time.
Yeah, but in this game,
Ariadne
final stretch could mean
was
wandering
right.
around in a room.
She was
like
right
a
about
couple of rooms
everything.
for an hour.
I've seen it with my own eyes, even if it was in dreams. It's true. That place. The presence.
I
I
wonder
know
where
what I
Munkany
have
is.
to
He's
do.
usually on
now
around
that I'm
now.
awake,
I think he's just not into this game,
I
honestly.
need to get the
Well,
music
yeah,
box
but hanging out in
and
a call is
find a way
fine.
to take it there. Yes. I solved this riddle. Now that I'm awake, I can put an end to this horror once and for all. Now that I'm awake, I can awake.
I diagnose you with dead. Finale. There.
What saved Ariadne would not save me. She had grown up with that melody and had developed a mind so distorted that it could withstand the horrors it saw each day. But there was another way out. To break the connection between our reality and that terrible place. To take the song and its nightmares to their place of origin. I was the only person who could do it. The only one who had heard the melody and, so far, lived to tell the story. Time was running out. The mansion was still far away, and my damned car chose that precise moment to go belly up. Everything seemed to conspire against me, but I wasn't about to give up. There wasn't much time left, but I knew I still had a chance.
Oh, Daniel, if only you knew what millennials went through every day. Or would go through every day in 20 years from now.
It's almost over. Just find the box and take it to that place.
Time to go harass an old woman for her belongings. It's like, hey, you old bitch. Give me back the box. Oh, I still have Ariadne's drawings.
Come
I just
on,
looked
you got
ahead.
this.
There's quite a substantial puzzle box to do here.
How substantial are we talking? Is it just one?
At least 2.5 pages worth of walkthrough.
Well, I'm getting through this tonight one way or the other.
Doesn't answer.
I think you're
should
gonna
go
do it
inside.
alone. I'm out of here.
At least I have Naza.
Hurry.
Or did Naza leave?
I have
Naza's
to
muted
find
and
her
deafened.
and ask her about the music.
There's no
Sorry,
map,
Cap.
man. Probably linear, but yeah, it's alright. I should have started earlier, but I was really sleepy. I had a long day.
I just... this fucking game.
But who am I gonna complain about the ending with?
I just frankly no longer care.
Holy
You've
crap,
abandoned
did she
me.
get eaten?
You're the darkness, Milky. You've abandoned me.
Yeah, I have. I'm sorry
Did
if
the
you
girl
picked a
get
real
ate?
stinker for October here. This is not good.
Look, it's half and half. Deadly Premonition more than made up for it. And I took twice as long on that game.
See, I almost... So the good parts of Deadly Premonition, yes. But I also felt kind of similarly about how you in particular play it. You're very thorough, you explore all the things. If the game sets you facing down a hallway, you instead turn the other way and look at the other end of the hallway.
Pardon me for
That's just your
barging in
nature.
like this,
You're
but
always looking
I
for the
need that
extras,
box.
and in a game like that, it just kind of meant that there was huge blocks of nothing between actual exciting bits that I wanted to see as a viewer.
Would have probably been more tolerable if the game
box.
didn't crash
The
on me
music
so
box I
much.
gave you. I need it.
Yeah, but even
Oh,
then, there's a lot of just like
It's
shooting the
box.
Zombertsons, driving
Upstairs.
around, seeing what this character is doing. Oh, it's nothing.
promise
See what
I'll
that
free
character is
both of
doing.
us from
Oh,
that
it's
cursed
nothing. There's a lot of that, and
Upstairs, Mr. Noyer.
it really bogged down the pace.
In my room. There.
When Deadly Premonition gave, at least it gave material, which this doesn't. Like, that's the thing. Like, when cutscenes happen in Deadly Premonition, I was excited, and like, there's stuff to joke
She
about and
wants to help
think
me.
about, and I was actually kind of into the, you know,
I
thriller.
don't need help.
This game has nothing. There's nothing to work with here. This is the most boring game I've ever watched anyone play.
This
Anyway,
box is upstairs.
I'm gonna go pass out.
You do that.
Hopefully the adventure of Daniel concludes tonight.
The exit, author Sophie. What?
But what?
There you went.
It can't be. It doesn't make sense. Okay, the box is somewhere on this floor.
Well, if it's Milky went to bed, I'm gonna dick around as much as I want.
Okay, cute food. What happened to the other girl? Did the darkness eat her?
The doctor, yeah, she's gone. She got absorbed by it like 80 years ago.
I mean, the girl.
Oh, the one I was playing as? No, she got the fuck out of there.
It doesn't like the light.
Who's that?
An old woman.
Why's she there?
But she lives here.
Elaine, my sister.
As in living alive here?
Always young.
Yeah.
Always dark.
They're still in the hospital?
Nah.
They never escape from the closet. Father, hanging from the ceiling.
No way.
I guess I'm being railroaded anyway. Oh wait, no, there was some stuff downstairs I wanted to see.
Not at all. Hell with that. No. There it is. I see it next to the mirror.
One last game of Bloody Mary.
Where am
That
I?
just happened. Wow.
We're in the spooky world.
God, what is this hideous place?
Big door.
Mm-hmm.
Margos, Bernice, Isaac,
This can't be real. Mr. Husher?
Usher's Nightmare. Well,
Husher wrote. Marcia had not found the way out. Trapped and alone in her room, the darkness loomed over her. Where did she seek refuge? Marcia sought refuge in her old Bible. However, no prayer could stop the shadows. Husher wrote, Julia found the impossible door again, but this time it was ajar. What did she do?
Who the fuck was Julia? Oh, wait, I remember now.
Julia entered, wanting to leave it open. Great was her horror when she discovered that once on the other side, the door had disappeared. Husher wrote, Catherine and Saul were locked in the bedroom when suddenly the door began to open. Then Catherine took... Catherine took little Saul in her arms. She couldn't comfort him or stop that thing that was lurking beyond the threshold from entering, so... Then they hugged each other and said the last goodbye before the darkness swallowed them up.
Okay.
The lantern blew out. If I could just do the same with the rest.
Was that the original girl?
This is the psychiatrist lady, yeah.
Who?
There are still 2 patients who haven't heard the song, but I don't remember who they are. Ariadne, are you there?
He always lies. The man next door. He always lies about his dreams.
Number 5.
Have you recently dreamed about an eclipsed sun? A solar eclipse towering over a great expanse. Have you seen anything like that in your dreams?
No.
Have you recently dreamed about an eclipsed sun?
No.
A solar eclipse towering over a great expanse. Have you seen anything like that in your dreams? Have you recently dreamed about an eclipsed sun?
Sabrina, don't do that. Drawing. Drawing. Gotta be 1 and 2.
Where am I?
The hell?
Oh no, it can't be. Help me, please.
That was it.
When people's in them separate dreams or whatever you have going on, are they like
People who have been
already dead?
consumed by the darkness, they're a part of the nightmare.
Oh, okay.
The box. I need to leave the box and get out of here.
Good girl, come on. Here, take your stinky music box.
See you never. Oh God! At last, I did it! I fucking did it!
You did it, Daniel. You told the darkness to eat shit and die.
How vivid.
Everything will be okay, Mrs. Legrand. Ah, and that song will never play in this world again.
Look at those eyeballs.
Well, he hasn't slept in a while.
I must have fallen asleep. What time is it? It's getting late. Do you mind if I turn on the light?
No. It doesn't like the light. No. But it likes the song.
Oh.
Right. Okay.
That's hilariously scary. Did you lose?
There more.
What? Where am I? Hello?
Daniel, is that you?
Sophie? Sophie! Help me, please! Help! Somebody! Help me, please! Help! Let me out! Help!
That's crazy.
Never even happened. Or maybe it did, I don't know.
That's
Not the
nuts.
kind of shit, but it was about the kind of shit I was expecting. 3 out of 5, 2.5 out of 5. It tried. It's not actually bad, but it's definitely not good. its bad parts, drag its ass. Way too hard. But at the same time, it's kind of in a funny little spot where it's like, oh, if you just watch somebody play it, it's fucking boring. So you have to play it. Huh?
I like it.
Glad you did.
So it seems like a fucking elaborate psychological mind fuck where
It's definitely trying to be that. My problem with it is that it doesn't really seem to like resolve anywhere. Like,
that's kind of the point, I think.
okay, no, that is absolutely not the point. A psychological mindfuck has to be making a statement about the mind. It doesn't necessarily have to be a sensible one. It doesn't necessarily have to, like, be coherent, but it has to be saying something. Otherwise, it's just throwing paint on a wall, you know? It's just scribbling, you know? That's what this game's plot is. I am not playing this on fucking Lovecraft difficulty. There's barely any difficulty to begin with. What's it gonna do? Make the QTEs more annoying? Like, I was complaining with Milky about this last night.
The mind fuck is to just throw paint on the wall. It's just to trap your mind in like emotional chaos because and a really emotionally chaotic cycle because
like I get that, but like what is the art trying to tell me about that state of mind? Is it just hopeless? Just guess I'll die? I mean, if that's your point, sure, I guess, but I think it's a stupid fucking point. I think it's a stinky fucking point. I think it's a very unproductive kind of point. I think it's an extremely unoriginal point. The horrors persist.
And I think, I think that is the point, to just be trapped. And no matter how you try to untrap yourself, you're still going to be trapped.
Yeah, it's nihilistic and unproductive, and I don't like it. I don't care for it. As somebody who struggles with intrusive thoughts and frustrations with the world like that, you know, like, yes, thank you, game. Thank you for telling me that, yeah, there is no hope. Just fucking give up. You're trapped behind the spooky door. The people you trust to help you, they're going to shut the door in your face without even realizing it. Good job. Thanks. I mean, if that's what this game is trying to say, then it goes from...
So we both agree what the game's about. We just have a different, like, emotional response.
I'm saying if that is what the game is truly trying to say, then the game needs to get better material, because it's not the first one to say that. It's not even the 500th one to say that. And it doesn't say it very well. And it doesn't say it terribly insightfully. Like, yeah, the horrors persist. Big whoop. The world's horrible. I mean, I don't need a fucking shitty, mediocre Silent Hill wannabe game to tell me that. I live with it. You know?
I think you agree with Milky and, what's his face now?
Well, I like the game. I think it has potential. It just, when it trips, it's extremely frustrating. Because it trips in big, annoying ways. But like I was talking like with Milky last night, you know, I honestly don't even think that's what the game is trying to say. Because the game doesn't really seem like it's original enough to try and say anything. It seemed like maybe right there at the end, it was trying to maybe go for maybe a suicide metaphor or something like that. Because there's this one bit, you're playing as the psychiatrist, and she finds herself trapped in a hallucination prison cell with no doors in or out. And it's like there's only one escape, and you have, and a bunch of suicide implements show up, like a razor and a noose and poison, and you have to use one of them to kill yourself to wake up from the dream. Okay, yeah, I kind of get that, but then what is the song supposed to be? Is the song an expression of intrusive thoughts? Is that why it's like a brown note and that's why it sounds so horrible to people? I could kind of get that, but then why is it contagious? What is it saying when it's like contagious? Like, because like the church level, the whole backstory of the church level is that this church of generally well-adjusted seeming people, you know, that is to say, the game doesn't provide any context or information to suggest that the monks at this cathedral were like dysfunctional or abusive or, you know, otherwise maladjusted in some way. You know, they're just doing a fucking concert and they play the song because they're like, hey, check out this song I found, you know, and it drives them all insane and they get locked up, and it's like, okay, well, what are you trying to say about that, you know? I feel like it's got a half step. It's got like 1 foot inside this metaphor of like giving into grief and maybe like, you know, and like the song, you know, the lull of darkness, you know, rounding you out, driving you mad, driving you to your darkest ends. But I don't think it delivers on it, and the reason for that is because the way the way it's like utilized in the story, it feels more like a force of nature. And like, no, intrusive thoughts are not a fucking force of nature. It's not a cognito hazard that spreads psychologically to people. It's not a virus. It's a very individual thing. It's a very specific thing. And like, even with like the individual character cases, like the rich asshole, the dad of the old lady, his whole thing is that we learn that he thought that the darkness had like taken his family away and was impersonating them and had locked them up in like the basement or something like that. So he like takes a sledgehammer and he goes and he tries to like fight him, only to realize he ended up killing his family. And like, okay, so I can kind of get where it's going again with like, you know, the whole intrusive thoughts making you act like a fucking asshole.
But
or whatever.
from what I'm hearing, there's no real connection between the actual music box and song. And okay, there's a disconnect between the music box and the song, and like how that actually makes people go insane or act the way they do, or
right?
do whatever the fuck's going on.
Or even, I mean, like, okay, guess this is where it like really gets me, I guess. So the character Daniel himself, he's a recovering alcoholic who had just gotten out of a divorce. I think that would have been prime material to set him up as somebody who hears the song, quote unquote, and succumbs to it like we see in the game. But the thing is everything we see of Daniel and everything we are reinforced about Daniel from other characters is that he is a survivor, and like in a positive way. He maintains a good relationship with his ex-wife. They're still friends. He recovered from his alcoholism fairly well. Like, he doesn't like struggle to not want to drink. He doesn't drink. So let's think. What are you saying? Healing is pointless? It'll get you anyway? Sucks to suck? I don't know. That's why it annoys me, because it's like, it seems like it's got something insightful and deep to say about, you know, being taken by darkness, being consumed by the bad vibes, and all that good shit. But
another thing, another thing it sounds like is and I think I'm probably just repeating what we're talking about in a different way. Is like, so as far as the music box and or the darkness, because number one, what it seems like to me is that there's no real functional distinction between the music box, the song, and or the darkness. First of all, what I want to know is how did all this evil get attached to that song?
It's like, what is it about? Like, again, if the music is literally evil, then like how? So it's not
Yes.
satisfying. It's not satisfying as like a fantastical kind of like speculative fiction where like there's an explanation, but it also kind of sucks as a metaphor. It kind of like doesn't do. It tries to do both and doesn't do a great job at either. You know what I mean? It either needs to like to compare it
Jack
to
of all
Silent Hill.
trades and competent at everything.
To compare it to Silent Hill because it is trying so fucking hard to be Silent Hill. Silent Hill don't explain shit why things happen. There's some weird lore in Silent Hill about like a freaky cult trying to like do some crazy shit, but even that is mostly just a character-to-character basis kind of plot. It doesn't really explain like why does Silent Hill manifest? How does Silent Hill manifest? You don't know because that's not important. And the characters involved in Silent Hill.
The shit out of you.
Well, not just that, but like, you know, the whole point of Silent Hill is it's a purgatory.
Oh, that is the explanation there.
Yeah, but I mean, like, add a character, it's a purgatory. Like, the characters are, like, the monsters all represent shit that the characters are going through, you know? Some games are more subtle and nuanced about it than others, but that's the general idea. It doesn't, characters don't, like, try and figure out what the fuck is going on with this place. They just want to get the fuck out. Because, you know, they're running away from their problem. And the only way these games' plots resolve themselves
is if they confront the issue.
Confront it or get destroyed by it. Because Silent Hill has multiple endings. You can absolutely get your character fucked up and die. And that's a valid read, I think, because in Silent Hill, it's presented as a choice you make. Like Silent Hill 2, you get the worst ending by examining a photo of the main character, James. He has a photo of his wife, who's dead. She died of a terminal illness. And like the big plot twist in Silent Hill 2, if you haven't played it. Do you care about spoilers if you haven't played it?
I don't mind spoilers.
Well, like the whole big plot twist in Silent Hill 2 is that James is initially seen as somebody who's very sad that his wife is gone. But as the game goes on, we learn that while James was sad about his wife being sick, he also got consumed by his own, like, personal, you know, hang-ups. Like, he couldn't have sex because his wife was sick all the time. And he ended up blaming his wife for his own unhappiness. And then, like, you know, I think he killed her or something like that.
Wasn't that cross like a doppelganger of his wife that represented, like, the sexual whatever the fuck you wanted to do or some shit?
Yeah. But anyway, point is that even though James loved his wife, he let his selfish impulses and desires ruin his relationship with her and cause him to do something horrific to the point where he memory holed himself about it. And now he's trapped in Silent Hill because he can't get those, you know, he can't escape the truth. And the way Silent Hill gives you multiple endings is, like, one of the endings is you have a photo of James's wife. And if you look at it over and over again in your inventory, you'll get the bad ending where James just drives his fucking car off a cliff and into a lake and kills himself. With the whole implication being that James is like, can't let go of what he did to his wife, so the only way he feels he can do anything about it is to kill himself. So, like, that's depressing and it's sad and it's unproductive, but it's expressed through gameplay and it puts the onus on the player to, like, you know, kind of like come to that conclusion, I guess. If you just kind of play the game normally without like doing anything specific, you get a kind of middle of the road ending where James confronts his trauma and his pain, and he he defeats it because it manifests as like a boss monster, it's Pyramid Head. But it's like it's kind of in the air how much he's gonna heal from it, so like the game is showing you that healing is possible, but it's not a guarantee. You have to put the work into it. Whereas with Song of Horror, what it's trying to say, it's just being weird and creepy. It wants to be like a fantastical, a fantastical horror with like, eldritch monsters sometimes, but then other times it feels like it wants to be more metaphorical. And it doesn't do a really good job at either. Because it doesn't really feel like it knows what it wants to say.
So Daniel being trapped behind the door and the hands trying to get Sophie, she saw them as, that shit's coming to get me and eat me alive. But it was actually Daniel trying to get out of the darkness.
Yep.
So,
and like, how am I supposed to interpret that?
Yeah, that's kind of, I see what you mean. That's kind of the thing, because what is the point of that? Because it seems like it's contradictory. Because what I'm going to say is contradictory. It terminates at an endless cycle.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes the story like a time loop, because like that's like the first door you see with as Sophie.
Yeah.
In the first chapter of the game.
Exactly. It terminates. So, and this is what I was gonna say. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Because I have a slightly, not that you're wrong at all, because we're talking about our opinions here. But what I kind of got from that, okay, but let me set it up a little bit. Now, when we look at these things and interpret these things, we can only cross-reference the information against our own experiences and information, of course, right? So,
yeah.
Have I told you I had gotten really high once or twice from weed or some weird shit?
No, you have not.
Okay. Well, the first time, my sister gave me a piece of candy, weed candy, as I was in the garage, and as I was coming out of the garage, my brother gave me another piece of weed candy, so I had 2 doses of weed candy. The reason I did that is because my sister in Tampa gave me a CBD or a weed gummy, and I ate it. And I'm like, this shit ain't nothing. So I was overconfident with the 2 doses, the more recent 2 doses, right?
Yeah.
Long story short, I got really high. I saw God in all of his creation. And then I ran into my mother's room screaming about, oh my God, I'm going to be a drug addict.
How old were you when this happened?
It was like a few years ago, a couple of years ago. The second time was when my mother she ordered some ashwagandha gummies for like for like a natural herb or supplement to calm down or something like that. And I was feeling a little bit jittery and whatever the case might be. I had one of her gummies, 1 or 2. And I think it interacted with one of the medications I take, and I got high on that. And then again, I didn't see God. What I saw, oh my gosh, I saw things that were both familiar, unfamiliar, terrifying, comforting. But what was overall terrifying was the fact that it was all running together, and I couldn't distinguish anything I couldn't distinguish happiness
like
from
an AI
sadness.
painting.
Huh?
Like an AI painting.
Yes, it turned my mind into a motherfucking AI painting, or it was a mess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that I saw God again in all of His creation, and then I thought I was gonna have a heart attack, and it was it took me into both times. It took me into some very dark, stifling places within my psyche
Mm-hmm.
where
Yeah.
I just felt that there was no escape. And like, there are even times where I'm like, okay, like I said, I can distinguish between like positive and negative emotions. So like, I'm like, there's a point where I was like, both times I was like, okay, so is this gonna be what existence is? This is fucking bullshit. Like literally, that's how I felt. And like, and I'm just kind of jumping all over the place now. So taking it to where Daniel was trying to get out of the door, but Sophie was pushing it closed because she thought it was an evil trying to get out to get her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That I kind of relate to that because, like, okay, Daniel's probably thinking like, so this is what life is now. This is crap. This is utter fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And
Yeah. Okay. Go on.
um, yeah. So Daniel is literally stuck in a cycle where like his existence is a bunch of bullshit now, and he doesn't really know how to get out. And I guess that was how I was feeling temporarily when I got high off of these overdose of weed gummies and things like that in the worst parts of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So like, I totally get that, and I kind of guess that's why you probably appreciated it a little more, because I know you've had some bad experiences of your own. My
mhm.
problem isn't really with the read, it's how the game holds up that reading. I think in a vacuum, that scene with
It
Daniel and
wasn't quite
Sophie.
finished though.
Oh, okay.
I mean, and
Sorry.
again, I'm
Sorry.
not even saying that you're wrong or that I disagree with you, but I guess what I'm trying to say is like, but yeah, you're right. I do relate to it in that way. Um, but
Yeah, and
again, that's what I mean when it's kind of a mind fuck. Like he's stuck.
yeah.
He's stuck, and it is so pointless, and he is so pointlessly stupid. And no, not he's pointless. He's stuck in a pointlessly stupid but horrifyingly scary situation.
Yeah.
So, and like there's literally no point, and I think that's probably what's kind of frustrating you, right?
What frustrates me is that the method in which Daniel gets into that situation
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really jive with
Five.
that kind of read. Because, so like again, I like that, and while I do personally have a beef with that kind of nihilistic reading as a conclusion to a story, I don't deny that this kind of overwhelming sense of pointlessness and this kind of like everything and nothing feeling is not. I know that's valid. I feel that sometimes, where it feels like the world is altogether wonderful and horrible at the same time, and it's like, what's even the fucking point? I just want to lay in bed all day. I get that. I totally get that. My problem with how the game gets, is expressing that is how, I guess, gamifies the
Mm-hmm.
situation that gets Daniel into that kind of thing. So, like, in
Mm-hmm.
your case, you did some drugs, and
Mm-hmm.
they interacted with your system in a way that you weren't expecting, and you just kind of became hyper attuned to everything around you. But in Song of Horror, there's nothing. It's not like Daniel, like. So to make a metaphor out of it, like, okay, so if the horror, in real life sense, in terms, is
What did
supposed to be this overwhelming sense of everything. Let's just call it, just keep it simple, intrusive thoughts. If the horror is
Mhm.
supposed to express intrusive thoughts, then the vessel in which the horror is expressed in the game is really weird, because
Yes.
with the
So
song,
in,
and it's
the
like,
intrusive internal thoughts is an external source.
yeah, and that's what I take issue with, because intrusive thoughts are not, like I said, it's not a cognitohazard. It's not a virus that you could spread around, you know? And like the characters involved in the game, in the game, other than Daniel, you know, because like the whole thing of the game is that anyone can die, you know? They all get consumed by the darkness if they die, you know? And it's like, okay, I'm not saying that that somebody can be immune to intrusive thoughts. Everybody has them. But when your cast of characters are a fairly well-rounded group of people, most of which don't seem that unstable, like, okay, yeah, sure, you could always say, like, well, what if they're only seemingly stable and deep down inside they're all fucked up? Well, I mean, it's a
But there's
video game. You have to, like, tell me something. Like, I can't.
exactly,
There's a
exactly.
line,
I
but
see
there's a
what you're
line to
talking
be
about.
drawn with media where inference becomes making shit up in my head to fill in the gaps for the writer. You know what I mean? Like with
Right,
Daniel.
right.
Daniel shows absolutely no negative drawbacks of his supposed problems that he has. He's gone through a divorce and he's a recovering alcoholic. Except, again, he's on extremely good terms with his ex-wife. They're best friends. And he's not a recovering alcoholic, he's a recovered alcoholic. And not only does Daniel talk about this, the social worker talks about this. When you play as the social worker in the final level, she talks about how, like, Daniel, you've been through worse than this, and I helped you then, I'm gonna help you now. So, like, if Daniel was supposed to be crying for help, not actually doing as good as he supposedly was, I think the game did a really good job at showing us that was the case. And then there's characters who don't seem to have any problems, like Daniel's boss, Bertrand, the writing agent. Bertrand's a very perfectly functional, normal guy with a wife and kids, and that's it. That's his character. There's nothing wrong with this guy.
Do you think it would be accurate to say that this game is about a pointless haunting that just infects anyone and everyone around it for no reason?
That's exactly what it is. It is a pointless
Sounds
haunting.
like The Grudge.
The Grudge. Yeah. The thing is, though, with The Grudge, with Ju-on, it's like a vengeful spirit of somebody who was brutally murdered and died horribly in a well and, you know, wants revenge. That's why it's called The Grudge. The Darkness doesn't even have a grudge.
What is that other one? What is that other Japanese one where the family, where the no, okay, the Grudge. No, am I thinking of the right one?
The Grudge is the big famous one. There's also I think it's called House. That's a really classic old one, but that one's.
There's two Japanese movie franchises and or like American remakes of them. I'm trying not to get them confused because
Let me ask Emmy real quick. Hold on. Lee.
Okay.
Japanese horror movies that had American remakes in the 2000s. I know one of them was Ju-on, The Grudge. The Ring. There we go. Okay, The Ring.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm not mixing those two up. The Grudge is the one where the family was murdered. And then, like, the ghosts just go around, like, snatching people up and giving them the business just because.
Snatching their wigs.
And I noticed there's a similar theme between this one and this game and The Grudge. But I think the disconnect between this game and The Grudge is that, like, we really don't know what the point of this music box is, right?
We don't know the point of the music box or the point of the music. Like, again, you know, it doesn't have enough lore to support being like a fantasy horror, but it also doesn't have a strong enough, like, narrative, like, emotion. Like, it's not smart enough. I'm just put it like, it ain't smart enough to be like a metaphorical horror, you know, one that's like trying to say something about society or whatever, you know. It's not smart enough. It acts
What
like
did
it's
what did
smart enough.
what did Family Guy say? The Peter Griffin say in that one episode? It insists upon itself. That's its only that's
Yeah,
its only shtick.
I think that's a way to put it. Yeah, it does kind of insist upon itself. You know, I'm not saying like
I'm gonna
everything.
use that.
I'm not saying like everything in the game needed an explanation and every horrible thing needed a lore, but like at
Point
the end
of
of
the
the
game.
day, we know literally nothing, and it's like, so like, what is the music box? Why is the music evil? What is the darkness? Like, what is anything? It's so vague, and like, again, if it was trying to be like a metaphorical horror like Silent Hill, you know, that's okay to not explain anything, because the whole point is that the horror is meant to like just express a problem, you know, a thing, a drama. But it's that, and it like,
Can I ask you something? Can I
yeah,
ask you something?
yes, ask away.
Because I wrote a Star Fox fan fiction. You might have heard me whoring it out to you guys a little while ago or a few months ago. Actually, we actually accidentally stumbled upon the whole idea of my fanfic actually last night or a couple nights ago when
Yeah, we were
when
joking
I was
about it.
talking about like, oh, knock down the church with wrecking balls, build a fucking parking lot, and then Anthony was like, oh, you should like
Gentrify the
they should
ghost.
haunt. Well, no, I was like, you should be a ghost and haunt like a luxury home or something. And I'm like, no way. I wrote a
Yeah,
fanfic about a luxury home development being haunted, right?
yeah.
So
Furry poltergeist by way of McMansion.
yes, exactly, right. So I wrote it. It's like 5 chapters, and people who read it, like, they really like it. But and like, I'm gonna just say this: I'm unabashedly marketing my shit to you for a second, but keep up with me.
Oh, go ahead.
In this fanfic, first of all, I think let's talk about the ending of this game for a second, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, it ends on like a pointless cycle or a pointless time. It sometimes pointless cycle.
Yeah. Supposedly, anyway.
Supposedly, but then in my fanfic or my story, it also ends on a pointless cycle, but like, you know, the thing that connects the reader to it or makes some type of sense, and its inability to make sense is the fact that, you know, as Fox is narrating like his final thoughts after moving out of the house finally, and, you know, the aftermath of all that, you know, he himself comes to the realization after like poring over this like several months or several years after the fact that there really was no point to this, and he just has to pack it up emotionally and just move on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, again, this is like, okay, it ends on like a note of just like, okay, this guy is just stuck. So like, is there anything the game has to say about this, right?
Do you have anything to say about being stuck? Or are you just
Yeah.
saying that we're stuck? Sure sucks to suck. That's like,
Yes. Yeah, because like, again, the ending of my fic is like, you know, Fox comments on like the hubris of society, and, you know, the pointlessness of this the ghosts or the family's death who's haunting his house, and, you know, he's trying to just put pieces together, but it still is never going to make sense because he just does not have all the answers and never will, and he just has to, like, you know, like I said, just pack it in and move on with his life.
Yeah, be content with that. You will not know everything.
Yeah.
See, I think if that had been the ending of this game, that would have been a lot better in a way. Like, Daniel realizes you can't do anything about the music box. You can't make the darkness go away because it's unknowable. But, like, you know, Daniel does say at one point that I'm the only one who's experienced the darkness and, you know, hasn't been killed by it yet. You know, they could have made something about that. You know, they could have drawn an allegory to Daniel's recovering from his, you know, other problems in life, his, you know, his alcoholism, his divorce, whatever, and being like, well, I survived that, I'll survive this, because like the whole, like they talk about how like Ariadne, the old lady, the reason that the darkness hasn't killed her is because she was exposed to it when she was a literal baby, and her psyche was so malleable that she just kind of maladjusted to it, and she just perceives the darkness as normal, you know? And so, like, if Daniel's, like, character arc resolution was something more on the lines of the darkness continues to haunt him forever and he just kind of has to consciously resist it every day, that would have been okay. That would have been fine. I would still have some problems, but with the game story, mostly with how it tries to, it both does and does not involve the permadeath mechanic, because there's some characters you can get killed and it would just make that ending feel really weird. Like, I got Sophie killed in chapter 1 because I sucked at a quick time event. And I'm like, okay, Daniel, that's very cool and all, but you gonna say anything about your ex-wife being missing for the last 3 weeks? You know, the ex-wife that you're supposedly still good friends with? You have something to say about that? Maybe? Which, hey, maybe if the game did go in that direction, it would have said something. I don't fucking know. But yeah. You know, the bottom line with this game, and I'm just gonna be rude, I'm gonna be mean. I think I earned my right to be mean. I put 20 hours into this fucking game.
Go for it.
Is that this game's a wannabe. Like the difficulties naming themselves.
I can see that. After
The difficulties all naming themselves after like horror authors. The fact that the devs have like made public posts like defending why some of the puzzles are bullshit. Be like, well, we wanted to make it really hard and make you really think outside the box, and it's like that one really hard puzzle from Silent Hill 3 that everyone talks about. Like, bitch, you ain't Silent Hill 3. Silent Hill 3 took 2 other Silent Hills to get to the point of Silent Hill 3. Dare you stand where Silent Hill 3 stands?
I think Silent Hill was a game and/or an era that just nothing can compete with that.
I mean, besides, it's just kind of besides that, though. It's like, you compare yourself to the Silent Hill 3 Shakespeare puzzle. The puzzle that, when you play it on hard, literally requires you to have real-life knowledge of Shakespeare in order to like, complete. You ain't that, bitch. Sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up. Drink your Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? This whole game is just big wannabe energy. The prose is not great. It's it's trying really hard to sound kind of like Lovecraft, kind of like Edgar Allan Poe's prose, you know. It's very dramatic. Sometimes it's good, but oftentimes it just kind of reads as try hard.
I regard it as like a decently written teenage fanfic or something like that, or teenager written fanfic, maybe.
I wouldn't put it that low, but you know, it does read like somebody who really, really likes, you know, the classic horror authors, and he's trying really, really hard to stand in those shoes, and does not, and just lacks the fucking technical skills to stand in those shoes, both as a writer and as a game. Maybe not so much as a game, because most of the puzzles in this game are actually pretty fucking good. I was actually really liked most of the puzzles. It's just this one puzzle that really sucks, that everyone also says sucks, is the one puzzle they tried to defend, and just instead of just sitting there going, "My bad," you know, maybe we. Okay, so you probably missed it, but in the Ruins of the Asylum, the 5th chapter, the last chapter, there's a passcode you need for a door. to a security office. And the only hint for this passcode is a blurry ass note that uses in-game graphics, so it's hard to read if your graphic settings aren't good enough, which I guess mine aren't, even though mine are set to pretty good. Like, I mean, you saw the game, it doesn't look bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you're looking at a blurry JPEG texture, basically. And assuming you can read what it says, because it's like in really like old-timey style, you know, Art Nouveau cursive, it says from most to least, count the things in the picture, or something like that. And then there's some very vague, like, raw doodles along the note of things you should be counting. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to count the amount of people in the photo. Who's wearing black, who's wearing white, who has glasses, who has mustaches, who's sitting down, who's standing up, all that kind of shit. And on top of that, the photo is ripped up, so you have to, like, put the photo together first to see the things to count. And when you have it, yeah, you count the things, and then you align them from most to least, and that's your password for the door. This puzzle sucks, because even though it sounds kind of basic when I put it like that, the photo is in one room on one side, and the door is literally all the way on the other side. There's nothing else around that makes a relation, that puts a relation between the two. Like, there's nothing to make the logical conclusion other than the fact that these are the only two puzzle pieces in the game, so right in the room area right now. Most people are going to look at that as like, okay, well, I need more information on this, and I need more information on that. You know, they're not going to say, well, all I have is information on A and B, and therefore A must be related to B. They're going to go, I have information on A, and I have information on B, and both feel incomplete. Like, I know the whole fucking Sherlock Holmes thing is when you eliminate the impossible, whatever's left, however improbable, must be possible. So when you look at it like that, that kind of backwards deductive reasoning, yeah, sure, I can see how you could get to that. But the thing is with video games is that you need to make connections, and all other puzzles in this game have done a decent job at making a connection, you know? And the games that this game is trying so hard to be like, Silent Hill, Resident Evil, Fatal Frame, whatever, is that they also go out of their way to make the connections. Even the Silent Hill 3 Shakespeare puzzle that this game is referenced, that like the devs references, well, that's what we were trying to go for. In that game, you are in a bookstore. The book you need to reference are in the same room as the puzzle, and it tells you that the books have the solution to the puzzle. It doesn't tell you how to get it, but it tells you that, hey, what you need for that, the answer to this is here. It makes a connection. Like in Song of Horror with this fucking puzzle, it doesn't make that fucking connection. They are two completely unrelated things. And that's before you even get into, like, the consideration of, like, what does this mean, like, narratively? Because the photo is clearly taken from when the asylum was still functioning. But the asylum has been out of commission for, like, 70 years. Even the people taking it apart and, sitting, clearing the stuff out, they quit because it got too spooky for them. So, who wrote on that note, count the things? Why did they write on that note, count the things? Telling to count the things. And is it just a coincidence that the things are also the passcode to the security office? Why is it in the cafeteria where the psycho patients are all gonna eat their dinner? What if a psycho patient picks it up and figures it out and then gets it to the fucking security office? It's just stupid, It's just stupid. It's stupid.
Right.
Like Resident Evil does stupid shit all the time. Like, oh yeah, I work at the Umbrella Secret Sewer, the fucking secret Umbrella Sewer, train tunnel that connects the secret Umbrella lab to the police station. And I like chess a whole lot, so I made all the fucking spark plugs that power the train look like chess pieces. That's stupid. But at least Resident Evil has the common dignity to put files around, explaining that to me that there is a guy who works for Umbrella who likes chess so much that he made the spark plugs for the train look like chess pieces, and the correct order to plug them in is chess notation related. It's stupid. It's obviously working backwards to justify a gameplay mechanic, but like at least it's something there. So when I pick up these big chess pieces, I'm not going, "What in the actual fuck is this for?" You know, like with this puzzle in Song of Horror, it's just like I thought that putting the photo together was going to give me like a lore revelation. Like when you put it together, you'd see somebody's face and you'd be like, "Oh my god, that's that guy," you know, and like it'd be a big plot moment. Oh, a really weird way of finding a passcode for a door. It has nothing to do with the door. It's dumb. I hate it. Terrible. And everyone else on the internet hates it, and they complained about it. And the devs were like, "We're sorry, but we were just trying to be like Silent Hill 3," and that's why I got pissed.
No,
Like,
you
like
weren't. You
that's
weren't
why I called it.
trying.
Oh, they
You
were trying. They
failed
just,
to be Silent Hill 3. Let's get it correct.
you know, like, and that's why I say this game ultimately is a wannabe. It is stuck in the shadow of these things it is inspired by, and it cannot move on to be something more. And because of that, whenever it trips really hard because you realize how shaky the foundations this whole game is built on. But anyway, it's done. It's over. I'm gonna uninstall it. I had a decent enough time, but I feel really bad that Milky and Manthony were bored out of their mind for most of it. Manthony didn't even show up tonight because he was probably sick of it.
Poor thing. Poor Anthony.
Like I stream these games to have a good time with my friends, and I feel bad because like I was invested just enough to want to keep going, and maybe I should have just finished. It, you know, maybe that's on me. Maybe I should have just finished it on my own.
Okay.
You know, I'll take that L. But like, yeah, just these are really good puzzle boxes for the most part that are held together with fucking silly string and paper clips, and a really really cringy story.
Right. I like that.
Anyway, let's look at my Chivos.
Okay.
Achievements. Let's go. 30 out of 44. Not bad for somebody who wasn't really trying.
30 out of 44. Let's see.
Global achievements. What's my rarest achievement?
Oh, by the way, if you ever feel like reading it, that's my fanfic. Yeah, but this wasn't too bad. I mean, I'm sorry Milky and Anthony didn't give a fuck, but I
mean,
mean,
I'm
it was
glad you had fun, and I'm glad you had your input. I'm glad you shared your input because, you know, having multiple perspectives is important. It's good. You know? And like I
right.
said, my opinions ultimately on the game, like, I didn't hate it. You know, I liked it. I mean, again, I liked it enough to put 20 hours into it and, uh, you know, and see it through all the way. You know, if I legitimately didn't like it, I would not have finished it. You know, I would have quit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just yeah, you know, it's just a game that yeah, you know, it takes too long, and the longer it takes too long to go on, the more uh the more of the cracks show. You know what I mean? But oh well. I'll redeem this Spooktober one way or another.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is for Spooktober. Okay.
yeah. I mean, I always stream spooky games in October. I do it every year. I've been doing it since like what, 2018?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all the achievements I didn't get are like complete the game without getting a character killed.
Girl, please.
And I'm like, I could do that, but I ain't doing that.
It,
I don't. I don't.
I,
I ain't.
I've played games and watched TV shows, movies where it's like it's only good for one go through.
Yeah, this game ain't. This game didn't do enough to make me want to go through it more than once. Uninstall. Goodbye, Song of Horror. I will never forget you, for better or worse. At least I got it on sale.
Hmm.
I pretty much don't buy anything without it being on sale.
Oh. Got a moment before you go to sleep?
I got a moment. What's up?
Humor me. Let's change gears. Uh, would you mind if you're not sleepy? Would you mind just taking a look at this thing where Alicia is becoming a street racer?